Wheel the die roll. We're going to play first. It's a good hand. This is what I'm talking about. Warrior into Kudu, and you can put the counter on the warrior, and it's actually still pretty good. Still a 2-power Death Touch attacker. I wonder if we're playing against the legendary Slitherblade deck. That would be interesting. Okay, so we're gonna... Are we going to exert? You know, I think the play is actually pre-combat the Kudu, because our opponent wants to block here. So we're going to pre-combat Kudu. Put the counter on the warrior. And then we'll attack and exert. And the reason that I did it pre-combat is I think our opponent wanted to block if it was 3 power. And you know, honestly, I bet they didn't block. I think they would have blocked. If I had exerted as a 3/2 Death Toucher, I think they would have blocked. So I'm happier I have the Kudu now. So they could double block a Kudu now. So no equips on the Khopesh. That's a mistake. I don't think there's a 1-mana thing I have to worry about, right? Actually, don't know. So they could double block the Kudu. I don't really want a Cartouche, but that does give us a 4/5. Or I could play Warrior Initiate. That's a little bit difficult here. I think this seems pretty strong. So they just wanted to cycle. Fair enough. So this way they can't even block. It's 4/5 trample. So I don't need Initiate anymore, so I'll probably... Or I don't need the Initiate ramp anymore, I should say. So it probably makes more sense to just exert this again. So they can double block now to kill the Kudu. Great Maw. That's nice too. Oh, that's kind of cool. Alright, so we... Huh. So I can play the Great Maw and remove a counter from the Bitterblade Warrior. Or I can just... What is the best play here? I want to utilize this the best I can. So I can attack with both. I can exert here. They're going to double block here. I'll kill both their things. Post combat. Find Great Maw. Put 2 counters on it. Remove a counter from this. But then I can't play the Initiate. I could just put the counters on itself. Because I'm not going to be able to put 3 counters on this. Otherwise I'm going to play this. Kill this. Play the Initiate, put counters on this. But then I can't remove anything. I feel like maybe I'm overlooking something, but I'm not quite getting it. Regardless, we're going to attack with both here. I mean, I don't mind getting this guy ship shape again. And then I could just play another warrior instead of the Initiate as well. That's not bad. But I kind of just want a 4/5. I could do Great Maw plus Warrior too. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to attack with both. We're exerting the Warrior. Oh, that's not what I expected. Okay. So I guess now I could technically... Okay, so we'll play Initiate. Put the counters on itself, because I can remove them. And then we'll go Great Maw. And we'll put the counters on the Great Maw, and we'll remove a counter from the Initiate. And we'll pass. Just Embalm? Well, that's good news. Attack there would be pretty bad for our opponent. I'd like it, but okay. Yeah, you got it. Oh yeah, we'll take it. I was gonna say, that doesn't seem like good attack. Quarry Hauler, that's pretty awesome, so we can remove counters. Well, I guess I could put a counter on there and then remove one from here, but I don't know why that would be better. So I think we just, it's actually fine. We play Quarry Hauler, remove a counter from Great Maw. And then we attack with Kudu and Great Maw. Opponent finally double blocks our dude. We're going to still deal some trample. And then we're going to follow up with a Bitterblade Warrior off our Initiate. Probably should have bounced the Quarry Hauler. Because now you have to block the Quarry Hauler to not die. Whereas with Great Maw, I don't need the Great Maw, yeah. Okay. Alright, I mean, deck played really well for us there, no doubt about it. Opponent's deck looks a little bit odd. Trying to think what Vizier is doing in there. It's not really synergizing with the rest of what we saw, but neither is the Khopesh. So Stinging Shot definitely coming in. Because flyers. Alright, what do we want to cut for Splendid Shot? Well, I still like Spidery Grasp. Maybe Synchronized Strike is a little bit worse, but still a great card. I don't really want to do Shed Weakness because it's a synergistic card. Maybe Splendid Agony. Or maybe one of our Wandering Deaths. It seems unlikely that our opponent has good removal in blue-white, which makes Wandering Death slightly worse, especially having two of them. So why don't we trade a Wandering Death for a Stinging Shot? Like, I think Wandering Death's great against decks that have burn spells, decks that have spot removal, but like blue-white doesn't have a ton of that. They have like Illusory Wrappings, Compulsory Rest. They do have Impeccable Timing, but I think, for the most part, one Wandering Death should be fine, and I'd rather have Stinging Shot. Yes, we'll keep this good hand. Very good. All right. So we get to go Initiate into Amit. And we can put the counter back on the Initiate too, which is nice. So we get our nice turn 3, 4/3 lifelink. Sure, get a Swamp here. Ooh, Great Maw too. We're still going to definitely play the Initiate here. So I guess... yeah, we're still playing Amit, I think. Although I could play the Great Maw and then play the Amit and then remove a counter. It's not bad either. Getting that lifelinker down as soon as possible is pretty good, especially when you have a Cartouche in hand. Unwavering Initiate. Alright. Splendid Agony, pretty cool. So let's play the Amit. I can eat the Initiate as well. But we want to remove a counter so we can put a counter back on it. If I play the Great Maw, I could get this thing bigger. Still think Amit's the right play here, though. And we'll put the counter back on our Initiate. Okay. So I can Splendid Agony, which I probably am going to do. Ancient Crab, okay. So, probably just leave up Splendid Agony now. That way we can block the Initiate with our Baleful Amit. I'm not sure if we want to use the Initiate. We kind of need all the mana from that. Huh. Attacking the Skirmisher too. Technically I can just block that. That sounds fine to me. Okay, no problem. Opponent did nothing. So I can't cycle Wandering Death, because we already have plenty of action in hand and fatties, and our opponent's only got 2 cards. And that way we can find a land. Crocodile of the Crossing, not bad either. Okay, so we're going to play the Festering Mummy. And pass, leaving up Splendid Agony yet again. And like I said, I'm not in a huge rush to use Channeler Initiate, because as much as I want a 3/4, currently we're a little bit resource starved, so being able to use Initiate as much as possible I think is wise. So we'll block here. I guess I could have played around a counter spell if I did the before blocks. I did the yeah, that might have worked better. But then if they had a bounce, they could have. That still probably was a better idea, honestly. Embalm, sure. Sure. So let's see here. Synchronized strike too? Jeez. That's pretty amazing. What's my opponent's blocks here? They don't have great ones. So I think we... Yeah, what is the best play here? I mean, I want to get in with the Amit. They're just going to block with the Crab, I guess. So maybe I attack with the Mummy too. And then just Synchronized Strike. Otherwise, play a Quarry Hauler, remove a counter here. I don't love that. Crocodile of the Crossing, put a counter here. I do like that. And get in for 5. With a 5/4. They can just block with everything, though. I guess I could kill 3 things if they block with everything. A Priest, a Warrior, and a Skirmisher. That's pretty good. And I can put the -1/-1 counter here and take this out. Yeah, that's actually... And then they triple block the Amit. I kill the Priest and the Warrior. They're left with an Ancient Crab. They don't have a Skirmisher. And I have a 5/4. I think that's reasonable. It's a productive turn. We still have plenty of gas. So we'll kill our own Mummy. To kill this guy. Because 2 power. And then we'll get in with these 2. Could actually just do the Crocodile, actually. They can't kill it. Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm not even willing to trade my Amit for a Priest and a Warrior. And this way we have Synchronized Strike at some point too, which is obviously amazing. So sacred. So now we can smash with the Crocodile and the Baleful Amit. Synchronized Strike for days. Still not using our Initiate. Alright, it's pretty good for us. Okay. Opponent's not doing all that much here. Alright. I can Cartouche. I don't know if I need to. What happens if I Cartouche the 1/3. So let's say I cartouche the Anointer Priest. I gain a bunch of life. I can get in with the Crocodile and the Baleful Hamid, who has Trample, Lifelink. It'll have 1 damage on it, so they have to at least double block it to kill it. And then they take 5, maybe? And lose everything, pretty much. They can get their Initiate back at some point. Otherwise, they just block here and here. Okay, sure. This also gains us a bunch of life. Why that one? I mean, I like it, but why that one? I don't know. They just like me gaining life and having trample, I suppose. Cool. Okay. So now we can just commence with the old Colossopede. Okay. So now they can bounce our big dude. Oh, wow. I guess they still can actually double block our Colossopede now. That's okay. So, attack with the Colossopede. Trade with the Drake. And then I guess we can play Amit for more lifelink. I think so. Guess I could have attacked with Initiate too. But they could have blocked, and they still had enough to block and take 5 there. Alright. Okay, so they did have the impeccable timing. Interesting. God, it's pretty good there then. What does that mean for me? So you can play this, that can attack into that. This can attack into that, but only every other turn. I think we do the Quarry Hall. Actually, I guess the Great Maw can put the counters on this too. And get a 4/5. Let's do that. Not the best use of mana, but I guess it recharges our Initiate. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. Eat that. And we'll pass. So I guess they still can double block for good value against us. So I guess at this point we can do the Quarry Hauler. So I guess we'll attack with the Great Maw. Taking it. That's interesting. Okay. So I can play Brawler plus Vitalist, Kudu plus Vitalist. I think we want Brawler. No cards left in hand. So I guess we attack with the Great Maw again. Well, that's a pretty bad block. We'll kill the... Yeah. This block makes more sense. So we'll kill the Initiate, the first striker. Okay. We have Trample too. Lest you forget. That doesn't make sense, but I like it. Okay, so play a land. We're up to 6 mana. So I guess we'll... Oh, we're 7 mana, huh? So we can do Quarry Hauler. Remove a counter here. And then we'll play Kudu. And we'll put a counter back on the Initiate. I could put a counter on the Great Maw, but then I can't remove a counter from anything. Okay, so I guess we ended up getting there. That was a strange match. Alright, we'll see you round 2.